What's up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video we have a bit of a different video today. I've been on a sort of trip of nostalgia lately. Now before I get into this video, I wanted to say this video is not mine. This footage belongs to another channel. I will credit the channel down below so you can go and follow them and subscribe over there and you can watch the whole video in its entirety. I was digging through a lot of my old files trying to find enough footage to convey what I was trying to go for, but most of it isn't really great. It's not shot well. It's kind of all over the place. It's kind of a lot of short scenes. This is literally just one shot through the whole of this convention, and the footage in question is the London Film and Comic Con 2019. This is where I met William Zabka, who plays Johnny. This is where I met Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin. This is where I met Ian McDiarmid, who plays Palpatine. Now, as the footage just perfectly opens up, you're opened already with even the security guards holding Mjolnir, and you're just welcomed into this world of nerd shit, as some would say. If you're a Cobra Kai fan, you know that reference. And it's just amazing having this place that caters to all, you know? There's not one size fits all for Comic-Con. People of all different shapes, sizes, colors, backgrounds, ages. There is something for everyone at these Comic-Cons. And I actually went, you know, when I went to this Comic-Con, the footage here is quite, you know, it's probably at the time when there isn't many people. So this might be when they got exclusive access first. Because if you've ever been to a Comic-Con on a Saturday or a Sunday, especially around the middle kind of slots, it is heaving with people. Absolutely heaving. This is what I like to call the quiet period. And what's great about this footage is you get a real sense and feel of the depth that each person on each stall goes to. There's even a Krispy Kreme donut thing. There's a Dog's Trust thing round the other side. And there's just something here for everyone of all different ages. And it's just a load of fun. There's some great Star Wars merch that comes across at some point that, you know, is just fanboy over here. But I think the first time I went to a Comic-Con was in 2018, I think. I think around that time, 2018. That was my first time ever going. And it's then I realized I need to do this more often, because these places are lit. And you just have such a hit of fun, fandom, where you can relish with other nerds. And it's such an experience where everyone from the simplest fan to the most diehard fan to the most casual fan can have fun and can enjoy and can relish everything. There's Star Wars, there's Marvel, there's anime, there's even like Fast and Furious banners everywhere. There's even like Disney princess stuff for, you know, the girls. There's the plushy toys for the kids to win. There's like the really die-hard toys for the die-hard collectors. There's unique vintage stuff. There's handmade, handcrafted, die-cast metal figurines. There's retro games from back in the day that have been restored into the modern era. There's things like the Game Boys that have been, you know, jazzed up with LEDs and, you know, different multicolored buttons and stuff like that. They've all been jazzed up. And it's just amazing seeing people have this amount of passion that they can put it on display on these stalls. They can share their passions with other people who are passionate about these things. And it's just one of them experiences which I don't think will ever leave anyone. Regardless of your age, this is the kind of thing where you'll feel like a kid again. You'll just feel like a kid in either Disneyland or Legoland or Chessington or wherever. Or Thought Park or whatever your amusement park thing is, whatever part of the world you're at. And just seeing the amount of fun on display throughout the whole of this convention. Now, I will go on record to say, there are some things that are quite pricey. There are a lot of things that are quite pricey, which is why always take the leaflets, folks. Always take the leaflets of the stalls that you like, so that way you can, you know, look at their website later on at a later point. You can see what other kind of deals they have. Maybe something you saw at Comic-Con you didn't have enough or you didn't feel like buying. Maybe you see it on their website and there's a discount, maybe you can buy it, or there's, if you buy two you get one free, that kind of thing. So always keep the leaflets, folks. And it's just a #1 place to go. Even if you don't really buy much, I think the environment itself is more than enough. It's literally just a congregation of nerds from all over the country, all over the world. There are some people who go to Comic-Cons who literally travel across the world. They travel to San Diego, to London, everywhere. Now, obviously, I kind of go to the ones that are a bit more local to me. This is the London Film and Comic-Con. I've gone to the MCM one. Those are like my main two. Those are the two that I mostly go to. I would love to go to the San Diego one day. I would love to go to Star Wars Celebration one day. Those are two things that are on my list. I would love to go to those places. But the brilliance of all these stalls is that you never know what you're going to find. There's so many like handcrafted bits of material. There's Daleks walking around. There's cosplayers walking around. There's so many times where I see a person who's tried to make the Iron Man suit and they've come up with a really badass replica, and I'm stood there thinking, oh my god, how in the hell did they do that? The amount of dedication and passion that it must have took for them to do it is incredible. And I know sometimes people look at fans or nerds as like these weird, obsessed basement dwellers, but it's not the case at all. It's just something to have fun with. I think it brings out your inner child no matter what it is. There's even stands for paintball. You can go and shoot your friends with paintballs. You can sign up there. There's a whole range of stalls here. It's not necessarily just all pop vinyls. There's such a different range, such a different variety of stuff. And I just love these kind of things. You know, these conventions are something that I sorely miss. And knowing that I haven't been to one in nearly almost... how long's it been? The last time I went to the cinema was to see Rise of Skywalker in December 2019. So it's been nearly a year and a half since I've been to the cinema. And it's been nearly under, I'd say, a year and 3/4 that I've been to any conventions. And I miss it. Because it's a great place that you can take your friends. It's a great place you can take the family. And as I've always said, fandoms of things are meant to be shared with the family. Things like Star Wars, Marvel, Cobra Kai, they're generational. You know, you pass it on, you have your memories, you have your nostalgia of what they mean to you, and then you pass it down to the next in line, and then they pass it down to the next in line, and it just keeps on going. It's a way of bonding over the things that we love. And I know there's always this big debate, are the people like the, you know, actors and actresses and creators and producers, are they put on pedestals? Well, yeah, sure, it's true, they are. And it doesn't mean they're exempt from being human. But I think it's just the environment, the experience, the aura of being in this location. I've met, you know, several people across my time at Comic-Con. And, you know, there are some cases where if it's ridiculous money, then I probably wouldn't pay. Just because I just like the environment. You know, that's what's great about this. You don't have to pay to go and meet anyone. You can just walk around and talk with other people. You can make new friends. Hell, I've made a couple of even more friends because of Comic-Con. Now, I had friends before, but, you know, you meet more people, you meet new people, and then, you know, you just meet people with like-minded, similar interests. And it's fun. And then you can sort of relish in your childhood memories, whether it be retro games, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, you know, Pokemon Red on the Game Boy. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it's one of them kind of things where you just walk around and you're just like, this place exists? This is incredible. Because if you're in school, usually... Now, I know a lot of this has become a lot more mainstream nowadays because of, like, the MCU mostly. A lot of this has become mainstream nowadays. You know, I do remember a time where you would be made fun of if you liked all this stuff. If you like Star Wars, if you like Marvel, if you like comic books, if you like Predator even. You know, if you liked fancy artworks of, like, the Halloween movies or... the horror genre or anime, there would be a time where you'd be made fun of. Not anymore, because there is literally an army of people in this space that all share the same passions as you do. There's even archery tournaments where you can compete for prizes. You can sort of roleplay to another level. You can roleplay as if you were Oliver Queen or as if you were Hawkeye. You know, it really sort of cements that nostalgia, and then you can win your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your wife, your husband. You can win your friend, whoever. You can win them a prize, and then they hold on to it forever, and it's always a memory. And that's what these Comic-Cons are so great for, is the memories. You can say, you know what, I went to this place, I had a blast, and I won't forget it anytime soon. I think in total, the first one I went to was the London Film and Comic Con 2018. And then I went to the MCM Comic Con. And then I went back to the MCM Comic Con and London Film and Comic Con 2019. So I've been to 4 Comic Cons, and I've been to the Avengers Station, which was quite fun. You'd enjoy the Avengers Station more, you know, if you're around the ages of like early teens, kid age kind of thing, because it's more aimed at that kind of group. But it was definitely fun. It was definitely enjoyable. But I think now that I've been to 4 Comic Cons and I've met like a whole host of people, I'm ready the next time to just go around and just explore, talk to the people behind the stalls, get to know them, you know, get to see what it's like. And hey, I'm saying this as a 23-year-old dude. There was definitely a couple of Wonder Women my age the last time I went, you know. Oh, I had to throw that in there. And it's just awesome. You just see the passion and the care and the love for these franchises. And it's not like how you see it on YouTube. You know, on YouTube, you just see the negative side of, oh, this movie, this series, When in reality, when you go and talk to these people at conventions, they may say, for example, oh, I didn't like that about the movie, but I do like these movies. Or I didn't like that about the show, but I do like this character. You know, they put a positive spin on it because at the end of the day, they're fans. We're all fans. And I think people need to always remember that. And it's so great just seeing people come together. There's always organizations of cosplayers who come to these conventions who are raising money for charity by dressing up. And that's another good cause. You get to dress up, like, for example, as a stormtrooper. So you get to be a stormtrooper. You walk around as a stormtrooper. You get to live your childhood, quite literally. And you raise money for charity. And you have fun. What's not to love about that? It's absolutely amazing. There's whole, like, retro gaming sections, and I just miss it more than anything. You know, I miss this. I miss going to the cinemas. I miss the theatres, watching shows at the West End. I miss going to the pub, you know, chilling on a match day before a match-winning goal. I miss going to the gym and just, you know, clanging some iron. And I miss going to Comic-Con and just, you know, relishing in the environment and just having a load of fun. I miss, you know, taking pictures with different people or different stalls and people photobombing you in the background. You know, I made a couple of friends who don't live in the UK. They live internationally, but they traveled just so they could go and meet people like Hayden, who played Anakin. And, you know, again, like, it's all down to personal preference, isn't it? You know, I mean, I wanted to meet Hayden because I wanted to meet the man behind the character. I wanted to just, you know, I don't know him, and it doesn't mean that he's a god. It just means that I wanted to get to know him a little bit. And in the time that I spoke to him, I got maybe about 10 seconds and told to move on, so I didn't really get a lot of time with him. I got a bit more time with William Zabka, who played Johnny, and seems like a down-to-earth chap, so that was cool. As I said, there is always this glorification of, you know, these people are, you know, better or higher than, when in reality they're not. This is just an environment where the people get to celebrate the things that they've created with the fans of those things, and the fans get to go and talk to the people behind the magic, behind the aura, behind the mystery, behind just behind the magic of it all, you know. And that's what's great about it. That's what's awesome. And seeing all these anime stalls and everything, I've always been a bit of a normie when it comes to anime. But in regards to these stalls that I've seen around the Comic-Con, I saw this one stall that had this amazing Goku shirt mixed with Vegeta. It was like a Gogeta type fusion style shirt. It looked so badass. That week I went home and I just started watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was watching My Hero, because it just reminded me of how awesome those things were. And you just see the love of and the care from all the people at the stalls. They get there really, like, at stupid hours in the morning, because they've got to set up. They've got, like, the doors to Comic-Con open really early, so they have to get there really early to set up, get ready, prepare, make sure their stock's ready, make sure their you know, money tins are ready, make sure they've got change, because obviously most people just carry notes or they pay by card. No one really carries change anymore. Make sure they've got their bags ready for when people buy bulk stuff. Make sure they've got, like, you know, gift cards ready or gift packaging and all that kind of stuff. And they go through all that because they care about it too. And some of the groups that I spoke to, there was a group called Drawn Fresh. I bought t-shirts off of them before. I bought a Venom shirt off of them. They have some of the most badass designs I've ever seen on any shirt. They take these, you know, because they don't use officially licensed artists. They use, like, fans who are just creating a passion shirt. So that shirt, for example, may only have 30 shirts made of that particular type of Venom that you'll ever see, unless the artist wants to release more. So it sort of gives it a little bit more value, that knowing that you can say you have a very unique Venom shirt. And there's so many other stores that just have this great thing of immersion. You can experience the new stuff with the new games consoles coming. You can experience new stuff with technology. You can take photos of yourself doing weird and random and stupid stuff. Then you can get t-shirts that light up even. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the Comic-Con experience has definitely... It's grown on me. It's grown on me. It's always been something that I used to struggle with when I was younger, to really celebrate, you know, and enjoy all the things that I love in regards to the nerd world. And ever since I went to Comic-Con, I think it showed me that I'm not weird, you know. Like, you know what I mean? There's always that stigma of, you know, nerds who love this kind of stuff, you know, are just basement-dwelling weirdos. But it's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. It's actually really much deeper than that. And as I related it earlier to the family thing about you getting the story and you passing it along to the next generation, i.e. your kid, i.e. your friend, or something like that, is what it's all about. And again, as I said, even if you don't meet anyone, even if you don't buy anything, it's just awesome. It's just awesome to go around, be in the environment, be in the space, look what people have created, and celebrate the things that you love. And then you transition upstairs into the upper area, where all the autographs and signatures start taking place. Now, no word of a lie, I can't remember which Comic-Con it was, but as I was going up the steps, there was this guy dressed as Pennywise that was hanging round the staircase. Fair to say I basically, you know, almost, well, I almost needed a change of boxers. Because it scared the crap out of me. But you go upstairs and you just see people queuing to go and meet people behind the legend. You know, there's even people who play background stormtroopers there in the original movie. It's awesome. You know, it's these people queuing up to go and meet these other people just because it's cool, it's fun. And then what's so great about it is you see other people are happy. Other people are so happy to go and meet all these people, regardless of how significant their roles in movies are, because they all come for the love of the art, of movies, cinema, TV shows, books. Not to mention that as well, books. If you're an avid book reader, there is a whole area dedicated to books. There is a whole area dedicated to authors, where you can talk to the authors, you can meet the authors, you can get to know them, and you can get to know what it was like to create this book that you read when either you were a kid, or read the book when you're, like, you know, when you're going on your commute to work, and then you say, you know, oh, I commute to work every day and I read your book. That's motivation for the artists as well, because then the artists know, you know what, these fans really care about my stuff. I might make another one, or I might make more, or it's really inspiring that someone's reading my book on their casual stroll to work. It's that kind of stuff that makes conventions so important. So important. And I'm very happy on this channel now that I've created a space where nerds of all kind of, you know, wherever, can sort of come together and talk about the things that we love. Majority of it's been Cobra Kai and Fast and Furious thus far, but you know, there is the Marvel crowd, there is the Star Wars crowd, the DC crowd, the anime crowd, hell, even the Power Rangers crowd, the Transformers crowd, the Harry Potter crowd, Pirates of the Caribbean, Fast, you know, it's all there. It's amazing. And just seeing how these people are all queuing up to go and meet these people who they've always either A, looked up to, B, just been so interested to meet, or C, they just want to get to know them. What is it that makes them tick? So there's a whole segment, an area dedicated to like WWE wrestlers, where people can go and meet them, they can go and talk to them. There's people who are involved with the anime world. There's people who just create their own projects, their own stuff. They're trying to kickstart their own dreams. They've created a book, and they're here and they're trying to sell the book, and they're trying to sell you the book and say, hey, this book isn't global yet, but I'm really trying to get it some more recognition. Maybe buy it, let me know what you think, and if this book does well, then I fulfill my dream, I make more. etc, etc. It's a constant chain that feeds itself. You can buy a key ring, you can walk, just talking to the people behind the stalls. You know, they're all just such lovely people most of the time. And most of them, for the most part, have a smile on their faces. There's rarely one, you know, you do get the odd few that are a bit, you know. But most of them have a smile on their faces because, let's face it, you know, they're there to enjoy this stuff as much as you and me. And they're there longer than we are. We can just walk away whenever. Especially if you've got an all-weekend pass. Now, I don't know if I could go to Comic-Con all weekend, because after you've walked around once, you kind of feel like you've seen everything you needed to see. But I think maybe one day where you go and meet the people you want to meet, and then one day where you just go and explore the stalls, you go around, you check things out, and you have a little look. That kind of stuff. Now, this video went on a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but it was just something where I feel like I've been on a wave of nostalgia recently, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about Comic-Cons and why Comic-Cons matter and why the experience matters and why it's more than just, you know, people celebrating the nerd shit. It's more important than that. It's much more fun. It's awesome. And it's just a blast. It's just a cool environment. And no matter what happens in your day, you leave at the end of it feeling great. You feel great. You feel like, you know what, I've got a few things. I've got a bit of memorabilia. And even if you don't buy a lot, you have a lot of memories that you can always look back on with fondness and go, you know what, I was there. It was a blast. I had a great time. And that was that. So, guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Do you guys have any experience with Comic-Cons or conventions? I know for a fact that my channel is close to 5k subs. I cannot thank you all enough. We are 300 away. Make sure you all smash that subscription button hard, the like button, share it, whatever you need to do. You guys do it, and I really appreciate it. But as I was about to say, as soon as the world is on its feet again, and conventions are a thing again, please believe I will be at conventions, vlogging my way through, talking to people, chilling with the stalls, maybe going and meeting a couple of people, or just buying stuff, all that kind of stuff, all the nerd stuff that you can think of. Hell, who knows, maybe one day I might get a stall. You never know. You never know. You never know. Dreams are possible. Anyway, guys, leave your comments down below. Do you have any memories with Comic-Cons? If not, then maybe would you ever consider going to one, wherever you are? There's Comic-Cons all over the world, so whatever place you're in, whatever country, there is a Comic-Con surely nearby. I think that they're all over the place. Some are represented by different companies, so the London Film and Comic-Con is Showmasters, and MCM, I'm not entirely sure about them. But ultimately, there are a lot of conventions all around the world, so definitely find one near you. And I don't know, I really wanted to go to Star Wars Celebration the year just gone. I thought, you know what, the Kenobi series, with the Kenobi series being announced a year before, I thought, right, if they're going to announce Hayden Christensen in the show, they're going to do it at Star Wars Celebration. I thought Kathleen Kennedy was going to stand on stage and say, well, we've got Ewan here. It's not complete without one more. And then Hayden walks out and it's a big ovation from the Star Wars fandom. And, you know, I would have got to go to Anaheim as well. Like, it would have been amazing. My first time going to America. It would have been brilliant. Unfortunately, COVID came along. But, you know, God willing, one day, when the world's back to normal, we can relish in these things again. And it's just been fun visiting memory lane. So guys and girls, leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and the link to the original video will be in the description below, so you can go and watch it in all its entirety. And I think the channel that does these, they've covered most of the Comic-Cons, so they've covered this one here, which is the London Film and Comic-Con 2019, and they've covered a whole load of other Comic-Cons from MCM to Heroes and Villains, I think, so make sure you go and check them out. And I will see you all in another video soon. Chosen One, signing out.